Hi everyone. Welcome to my live. Happy Tuesday to you. Put my glasses on so I can see a little bit better here what's going on. How's everybody tonight? I'm super excited because guess what? It was less than 100 degrees today, so it said 93 in my car when I was driving home today, so that's about, I don't know what, 12 degrees cooler than last week, so can I officially call that fall? I might be able to. Anyway, super excited that our weather's changing just a little bit. Hi, Kelly. So how's everybody doing? Is everyone having a good week so far? I hope so. It's been a little bit busy of a week. I have some fun cards, a good class tonight, so I'm excited to show you guys the cards I have. Hi, Renee. We're gonna do fall cards since I guess it feels like fall now that it's only 93 degrees here. So that's gonna be fun. All right, let's get to our contest because every week I do a share contest and I pick a winner from everyone who has shared my video over the past week, either on either of my Facebook lives, hi Lisa, or on my YouTube video. All right, so this past week's winner, and let me show you first what we're giving away. I had this Bright and Beautiful Memories and More card pack, which is super fun. You can make a lot of cards with this. We did a class on that already. And then these adhesive back star trinkets, which are really beautiful. These are going to be great for doing some Christmas cards. And these I think are currently on back order if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, our winner for this week was Donna Schnees. So Donna, congratulations to you. Donna, if you're watching, if you watch later, I don't know that I have your address, so please send me an email or instant message me with your address so I can get that in the mail to you. So what I'm going to give away this week, I'm going to give away, this one is, it's not retired, but it's been around for a little while. So I have an embossing folder, and this is the Raindrops one. So I'm going to give that away this week. And I'm also going to give away these really fun ombre matte decorative dots. Look at all these pretty colors in here. So I'm giving away both these things this week. All you have to do is share my live and write shared in the comments so that I know that you shared it. And then you'll be eligible to win the prize. Thank you everyone who shared. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. Now let's get started and do some cards. Let me turn the camera around. All right, let me pull myself up here. Hold on. I got distracted with my iPad and forgot to finish what I was doing right here. So give me a second to get this lined up. Okay, let's see, that looks pretty good. Let's take a look and see if I can pull up comments on my iPad. Okay, everything's looking really good. That is great. I want to figure out how I can share to my Facebook business page, how I can share it so it's live at the same time. We'll see. Oh, hold on. Now I've messed it up. Okay. All right, tonight we're going to be working out of the mini catalog, and we're going to be using the Autumn Leaves bundle, which obviously I love for fall. This has great stamps, great dies. There's other accessories that go with it. A couple of them right now are sold out, but they're coming back fairly soon. This All About Autumn Designer Series paper, the specialty paper, this was unavailable, but it came back I think yesterday, so this is in stock again, which is great. Here are some samples from the catalog. This is on page 42 and 43 of the catalog. Really pretty. I think no matter what card you do with this, it's just beautiful. Really pretty set. Okay, so these are the cards we're going to make tonight. We're going to do this like Autumn Teaches Us That Change Can Be Beautiful card. Kind of doing the creams and the pretty peacock. We're going to do with a grateful heart, so we're going to use a little bit of that paper that's like a photograph. And then we're going to emboss some leaves for this card. We're going to do one of my favorite folds. And I like the way this peacock kind of goes with the copper clay, with the copper colors this year. So we're going to make this one. I think this one would be really nice to send at Thanksgiving to a friend. I'm thankful to have you as a friend. So I need to make some more of these cards. And then we're going to do a slimline card. I thought it'd be fun to do a slimline, especially since these images that you stamp are kind of large. So I thought it would line up perfectly here. Some of this fun trim. So that's it. We're going to do a slimline. I think that'll be fun to do. All right, let me put these aside and we'll get started stamping and making cards. Oh, Kelly says the DSP is sold out again. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Well, popular, right? Everybody likes it. Okay, I'm sure, Kelly, did it give a date when it's going to come back in stock, or is it just they're going to announce it? I don't know. Okay, here's the stamp set. Lots of really nice, thoughtful sentiments with it. And then these are really small on here, but they're really quite large in real life. Okay, and then this is the set of dies, and there are 17 dies in the set. That's a lot. So we cut out the outside of the leaves. We've got some veins of the leaves. I love, love, love these sentiment, what do you call these? Like, just to cut out to put your sentiments on. I think they're fabulous. The textured dies, which I really didn't use the textured dies. I should have tried. And then this is another sentiment die right here. And then you have the big leaves, then you have some small leaves. We're going to use all the different leaves today on our card. Okay, so here is our first card, the pieces. We're using all very vanilla. No white this week at all very vanilla. Oh, October 28th, Kelly says it's coming back. Interesting. Okay. Well, that didn't take long. I bet you everybody jumped on it immediately as soon as it went back in stock yesterday. Okay. All right, so we're going to start. I have a thick, very vanilla card base, 8.5, 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have another regular, very vanilla cardstock, 5 1/4 by 4. This is going to be for the inside. The next layer I have is going to be the Pretty Peacock, and this is 5 1/4 by 4. And I have a new Stampin' Seal, so let's get this started. Okay, hold on. I need to get this cap off. Hold on. I know it's bad to use your teeth, but you got to do what you got to do. Okay, perfect. All right, so we can go ahead and put this layer on. Wait a second, it's wrong. Ah, silly me. Let's see, now I'm gonna get sticky stuff on my cutter. All right, so this is supposed to be 5 1/4. All right, clean that up later. I wonder if I cut them all wrong. I'm gonna have to go back and check because I cut a bunch of them for make intakes. I like to pre-cut some of the make intakes so it's easier at the end of the week to get them ready. Okay, so we've got that. Now, we're using that DSP that just sold out, and let me kind of show you what it looks like because it will be back, all about autumn, and it'll be back in time for Thanksgiving, which is great. So one side has these beautiful metallics, and then the other side have photographs. So really fun paper. We're going to use different ones tonight. So we're going to use this one, and this has the copper and the peacock in it. Okay, so this piece is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2, and we can just, I'm going to just put this one flat as well. And then we've kind of got our front and our card base all set and ready to, our background is done, right? Now we can add some stuff to it. So we're going to do the ribbon first. Now, this wasn't sold out when I made this card, so I'm still going to go ahead and use it. But you could also use the other ribbon that might work nice. I mean, you could use, I don't know about the gold with the copper, but this is a really nice one. This is copper clay. So I think this one would look really nice on here as well. So you could do that one too, if you wanted to. And this is the copper ribbon. It almost looks like, I mean, it's very metallic. It's very pretty. Do any of you guys have this already? I like it. I wish it hadn't sold out. But this is also coming back. And this one is coming back 10/23. So Let me just cut that off. We're also going to use that other copper clay ribbon for another card that we're going to do tonight. So the color's good. The color's good. It's going to stick with our theme even though we don't have this ribbon anymore. Okay, so I'm just going to tie this around the card right here. Yeah, there's a few things that have been selling out, but they're all coming back, so that's good news. I guess you gotta grab that stuff right away sometimes, right? If you want to get it. I know we've seen that in the past with punches. You gotta order the punches right away if you want the punches, because those sell out and they take a while to come back. Okay, all right, I think that's good. I'm gonna just trim it up a little. Let me find my ribbon scissors. Okay, so super easy so far. Let me just move this over a little bit so it's straight. Now we're gonna start building our leaves on here. So if you get the make and takes in your kit, you're gonna get all these little pieces. These 3 little pieces are like 1.5 by 2, and we're gonna cut leaves out of these, die cut. And these are all from that same paper. They just have the metallic accents on them. I used one of those sentiment dies for the label part of it, and this is in Very Vanilla, so we are going to emboss on that. And then I also cut out, let me get some of the dies out so I can show you which ones we used. Okay, let me pull these out so we can play. All right, I use this one, which is the vein, so I'm just going to use this kind of in the background. So I cut out one of these, and then I cut out one of these little leaves. And the nice thing is they give you 2 of all these leaves. So you have 2 of those, 2 of these, 2 of the little maple ones. So that's super handy. Okay, this paper right here, you guys have this paper. I think this is the first time I'm using this paper this year. And this is the In Color Specialty paper. It's luster specialty paper, so it's just got a beautiful, it's almost a little bit glittery. It's just like got a lustery sheen to it, and it's all the In Colors from this year. Okay, so that's perfect for fall too, and then our leaves will have a little bit of sheen to them. So I did a maple leaf on that one. I did this oak leaf on here. Okay, I did another oak leaf on this one, another little one on here. So you can see that's all the die cuts that you do, all those like that. So let me pull out the ones that I've already die cut. So we'll have those ready. And let's see, I need one of these, one of these. I figured it'd be easier to die cut them ahead of time and just show you guys which ones we used. I think I'm missing a little pretty peacock one, and then the little stem. I think that's all of them. All right, so let me put these back before they get lost. My nails are getting in the way. I can't pick things up. Okay, and then let me put all these little scraps that we have aside. And we'll get this ready to emboss. Let's emboss before we start putting the card together. Okay, so we're going to use the Autumn Teaches Us That Change Can Be Beautiful, and we'll get our Versamark. So, you know, I've been dying to use the copper embossing ribbon. Oh, Lisa, I see, yes, they're bringing the ribbon back. They're bringing the ribbon back. It'll be back 10/23. I wish I had bought more than just the one, but I didn't know I was going to like it that much. All right, Versamark going in the middle here. And then I've been really wanting to use the copper embossing powder. This is probably the first time I'm using this too. So that's fun. Finally getting into the copper. Let me pick this up. Here we go. And we'll just throw a little bit of powder on there. And you can see I missed a little bit over on this side, so I like to give it a second. I think that looks pretty good. And then we're ready to get the heat gun out. Yeah, I use the gold all the time. The silver once in a while. I'll probably use it more towards Christmas, but not the copper. But this is the perfect season to start using the copper embossing powder. Especially because it's got like the DSP has the copper metal looking accents already. So that's perfect. Okay. All right, let me bring that up a little bit closer so you can see how pretty that came out. All right, let's put it together. So we're gonna start with this little piece right here. And I'm just gonna take some Tombow glue. Let me get my pin and get going on this. And just add a little bit, a little dotting on here. I'll try not to make a mess. I'm starting to use the glue a little bit more. You know, I was really into my Zig glue pen for little pieces, but this is just one little piece tonight, so I will make do with glue. Okay. So I want this kind of coming up over here just to add a little bit of height to our kind of our little bouquet of leaves, if you will. All right, this one, I made the mistake, I'm gonna use glue because I made the mistake when I was making this card of trying to throw a little bit of, I've got embossing powder under my nail now. That's interesting. Of using some seal, and it ripped my leaf apart because this paper is strong, but it's not as strong as cardstock. So let us just, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me add some glue dots. So there's just a tiny bit of height on here, teeny tiny bit. And see, I kind of folded my paper again, and we'll just put that right about here, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take some dimensionals and put this on next, and then we'll tuck the other things underneath. Is anybody having a real fall where they are yet? I mean, are the temperatures cooler? Let's see, it's the middle of September. Have the leaves started to change yet, or is it too early? For us, they don't change till December, so I've kind of lost track of when like fall leaves really change other places. I want to say that the peak was usually like in November, like the first week in November for the fall leaves, but I could be wrong if I don't remember. Okay, this is going to go right here. And I think I'm going to put, did I use a little dimensional? I did. So let's put a little dimensional on this one so they're not all flat. And then we're going to kind of tuck this one underneath and have it sticking out this way. Let me cut this one off just a little bit so it goes a little bit further underneath. Okay, so that one's kind of sticking up a little bit. And then we'll do this one at the bottom down here coming off this way. I'm going to cut the stem off of that one too. And I'm just going to do this one flat because it's kind of a bottom layer. I love all these beautiful embossed papers that you can make these pretty leaves out of. I wanted to use the other one that sold out was the oxidized copper paper because it has both these colors in it, but I actually got some, but it's not coming till tomorrow, so I haven't had a chance to play with it yet. Now, will a full dimensional fit on here? I think so. Let's make these a little bit higher. So I haven't gotten to play with all the toys yet. That one like that, and then the last one we're going to put over here. Just like that. Okay, that's our little bouquet. All right, so that's basically the front of our card. Let's use some of the brushed metallic dots. And these are nice because they come in the different colors. So you have the gold, the brass, and the copper. So we're going to use some copper ones. So it's a big package, you can see when you get it. It's a nice big package. So let's get our take your pick and pull off some dots. Take a big one. I like to do big and little together. So I'll put one here and then a little one next to it. And then I did another little one down here on the leaf. Okay, inside we're gonna take, let me put my dots away. We're gonna take that piece of Very Vanilla that we've already cut 5 1/4 by 4, and then we have some extra of this paper when we cut it off. So we're gonna actually have it come this way this time, okay? And so the measurement for that is, let's see. Oh, I didn't write it down, did I? It doesn't look like I wrote it down, but let me get out my ruler. I think it's 1 1/4 inches. It's 1 1/4 inches and 5 1/4, right? 5 1/4. Just like to be sure. Okay, so we'll just put this across. Now, you could just put this in if you wanted to, but I liked having the extra layer of cardstock in there. I think it just adds just a little bit something to the card on the inside. Makes it look a little more finished. Now, if you don't like the look, I've got embossing powder everywhere. If you don't like the look of the ribbon on the inside like this, you can just wrap it around just the pretty peacock layer before you put it down, and then you won't have that show on the inside, okay? But I did it that way on both cards. All right, then I had a second leaf that we're gonna put in there too, and that's the same maple leaf, cut from that beautiful shimmer paper. So let's just add a little bit of glue, and we'll just put that leaf right there. And that's it, you guys. That's our first card all set and ready to go. I've seen a lot of the different blues and stuff this year in the fall, and I like the peacock and the copper together. I think they look good together. All right, I hope y'all like that card. Okay, oh, Kelly says leaves aren't changing here yet, but it's 59 degrees in Colorado Springs. Okay, so you're getting the cooler weather already. Lisa says 80 in Pennsylvania, no leaves changing yet. Wow, okay. All right, everybody's waiting for the leaves to change. It'll be beautiful when they do. I'd always be driving in the car with my kids, and I'd be like, oh my goodness, look at the leaves. And they'd just be in the back like, okay. All right, Mom's looking at the leaves again. But I was always so struck by the beauty of the leaves. Okay, with a grateful heart, we're gonna do this card next. The thing we're gonna add to this one is the Stylish Shapes die. So we're gonna use a circle to cut out the vellum. And then everything else, I believe, is the same. So here are the pieces for this. Okay. All right, starting with some pumpkin pie this time. Same card measurements, 8 1/2, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 score line. Another 5 1/4 by 4 piece of the cardstock that's going to go inside there, and just another piece when we cut out this DSP layer. Okay, so let's put those aside for a minute. All right, so that's our card base. We've got a couple layers. I used Early Espresso, and this is 5 1/4 by 4, and then this is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8, and this is that All About Autumn DSP. And it's the photograph of the leaves, which look really pretty. We've got our vellum circle that we talked about, and then we have With a Grateful Heart, and we're just gonna you can emboss this if you want. All I did was stamp it in Early Espresso. So let's go ahead and do that right away. Okay. We are still going to do some embossing on this card now. So now we've switched from copper. Now we're going to do some gold accents on this card. So With a Grateful Heart. All right, let's put that aside here. Now we are going to do some stamping and embossing. So I've got a piece, this is a half sheet of the Very Vanilla that we're going to work with, okay? So we're going to use 3 different colors. So I chose Pumpkin Pie, Cajun Craze, and Crushed Curry for the different leaves, all right? So we're going to start with Pumpkin Pie and do the big maple leaf. Let me move this up a little. I don't want to be too low. I think my pumpkin pie is getting to the point I need to re-ink it, but let's see if we can get by. Okay, I think that came out pretty good. So we've got one of those. Next, we're gonna do kind of the oak looking leaf in Cajun Craze. Now we wanna do 2 of these because we're gonna put one on the inside as well. Okay, so let's do 2. And I'm giving you this big sheet of cardstock so you can stamp it just like this. If you were making these cards with the kid at home. So just like that. And then the last one is the crushed curry. And we'll do the double leaf. What kind of leaves are these, you guys? It's right on the tip of my tongue. What is it? It's not an ash leaf, is it? I'm not sure what kind of leaf it is. It's been a long time since 7th grade leaf collection. No, that's terrible. Hold on. Probably another one I need to re-ink. Let's do that one. Let's try it up here. Let's see. Okay, that's better. All right, so now what we want to do is let this dry because we're going to emboss over it and we don't want to emboss the whole thing. So I'm actually going to hit it with the heat tool for just a second to make sure that the ink is all dried. Because we don't want embossing powder to get all over, and it's still going to get kind of on everything. But we're going to dry it just a little bit first. And our ink dries pretty fast, so you can just let it sit for a minute if you want to. Now we're going to take our embossing buddy, and I'm just going to take some of the powder and go over all these leaves with the embossing buddy. Now this is the really important part because we just want to do the veins in here with the gold embossing powder, okay? So let me show you when I started to do this last night to pre-cut them out. Here's one that I forgot to use the embossing buddy, and you can see almost the whole thing, how it got on, almost the whole thing embossed in gold, right? So we don't want to do that. All right, Versamark. And we'll get all the veins going. So we've got the big one first. And that's for our big orange maple leaf. And we're just going to line it up right like this. Good. Can't even see it, right? Then we're going to use this one next. And we're going to do that one twice, once on each leaf. Oh, I just stuck my hand in the other one. Hope I didn't mess that up. These don't have to be perfect. And then the last one is the double, like this. And we'll Versamark this. Go right like that. Okay, now we need our embossing powder. And like I said, this time we're going to use gold. So let me get that one out. Now we've got a big sheet, so I'm quite certain I'm going to get embossing powder everywhere. Let me get my tray handy. Hold on. My little tray underneath to try and catch some of it and not be quite as messy. All right, so we will just get the embossing powder like that. And you can see how it just is kind of sticking to the leaves. I'm gonna blow it a little bit. And then we'll do this one and this one. Now some of it is still gonna get on the like little tiny bit on the outside leaves, and I just think that looks really pretty just to add a little bit. You'll see it when we use the heat gun, how pretty it does turn out. I don't mind that at all. I think it adds a little something. So let's heat this up. Now, if you don't want to emboss, you could just do the stems in like early espresso or wild wheat that kind of looks like gold without embossing, right? Or any color that you want that's a little bit darker. You could do it in green. I just like everything to be a little extra with the gold. And I think that looks really pretty. Once it gets good and hot, it embosses really quickly. All right. That one went by really fast. We have one more. Okay, they look good. Let me hold it up a little bit close. You can see a little bit of the gold tiny bits on the outside, which I think just looks really pretty, especially here. You can see it on this one, how there's just little bits still, which I think are really pretty. Okay, then we're gonna go ahead and take some more dies, and they just fit right on like this, and we're just gonna run them through the die cutting machine and cut these out. Look at, I've got embossing powder everywhere. So when they're cut out, this is what we're gonna have. One of these, two of these, and the yellow. Easy, right? Okay, so let's start putting everything together now that we have it. All right, this one, I'm going to use some seal for this layer here. And we just have a skinny edge of the early espresso. So let me see if I can get that centered before I stick it down. So that's nice and easy. Then I did pop up this layer onto the pumpkin pie cardstock. So let me see if I have anything left. Let me use up this old one. Let's get rid of some of this, since we just started a new sheet. I think that's enough, but we'll use those edges in a minute on something else. Very random placement here, right? Okay. It's really pretty just like this, right? If you just want to put a sentiment and leave it just like this, you could do that, because look how pretty that just looks by itself. The photograph kind of is the star of the show, right? Okay, but we're going to, let's layer up our leaves next. So I'm just going to use some seal on the back of this leaf and put it a little bit off of the vellum circle like this. And then we're going to layer up the other two leaves with some dimensionals. All right. Pardon my messy fingers with the dark powder all over them. And glue, so that adds nice to the mix too. Glue and embossing powder. Okay, here we go. We're gonna put this one right here. We're gonna put this one off to the side right like this. And then we're just gonna go ahead and put our what do you call it? Sentiment. Put a little bit of seal there and maybe a couple dimensionals here and here. That should work out fine. And we'll just put that here. Now I'm not going to stick it all the way down because you can see it's coming off a little bit. So now that I've done that, you can see where I can put my seal where it's not going to show through the vellum. So let me just make sure I put enough seal here to adhere this really well. And that will not show through. And then we'll center it. Right, I want my sentiment to be straight. Doesn't matter about the leaves. So I'm just going to put that right here in the middle. Okay. So let's get some of that really pretty ribbon. So this is that gold and silver trim that we use a lot. So I've got some pieces here that were cut by accident. So I cut them a little bit too short when I was cutting projects from last week's class, because I forgot I had to go around the card twice and not once. So I've got this extra ribbon now already cut. I don't like the way that twisted. Let's see if I can twist it back the other way. All right, we're not going to get too picky with it here. It's just a bow. But see how it twisted? I don't like that. I'm going to redo it. See if I can make it a little prettier this time. Not good, no twisting. Has anybody started any fall traditions yet? Okay, football started this week, so that's a fall tradition, right? we're going to have chili Friday night. I'm like, okay, time for first chili of the season, because I feel like when football starts, it's time to start eating chili. Even though it's not like technically cold here yet, but I just was craving some chili. Okay, I'm going to get a glue dot for the ribbon. And put it right about here. Okay, and then for this one, for embellishments, before we do the inside, let's finish the outside. Hold on, I lost my piece of DSP. This time I used the sequins, okay, and these are the Neutrals adhesive back sequins, and these come in copper, silver, gold, and brown. Okay, so this is a nice set of sequins. Look at how pretty. You've got at least 3 fall colors here, right? So since we went with gold, we're going to use some gold sequins on this. So let's just put those on the front, kind of similar to the way we had them on the other card. And then another one down here. Okay, inside, again, we've got this little piece of DSP that's cut off the bottom. So we're going to put that on our 5 1/4 by 4 with some seal. And this looks like it's 3/4 inches by 4 inches. So I'm going to put that across the bottom. And then I'm just going to add that last leaf that we stamped and embellished and die cut out, just as a little extra on the inside. Just kind of here, kind of where we have that little bit of blank color right there. Okay. These cards come together pretty easily. I hope y'all don't mind embossing. I love to emboss. I think it's super easy. Okay. Fall card number 2. Let me see, you can see the shimmer, how it kind of shines with the gold. I think it's really pretty. Okay, let's go on to card number 3. Okay. Hey everybody. Okay, I'm just looking at the comments. Great. Okay, let me put some things away and we'll get started on the next card. So going back to copper on the next one. Still sticking with the ivory, a little bit of peacock. Pretty peacock. So we're going to make this one next. I love this paper and look how beautifully it coordinates with the copper clay cardstock. Very pretty. We're going to use these dies. These are the Scallop Contours dies. We're going to use this one right here and then the smaller one for the inside. Those are going to be cut out in the Very Vanilla. Did I say ivory? They're Very Vanilla. I don't know why I keep wanting to say ivory all the time. Okay. There's our pieces. Okay, so we're kind of starting with a regular card base. So it's 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. We scored at 4 1/4 like usual, and then we scored at 2 1/8. You can barely see that one, but I'm going to fold that now. So that is in half of the 4 1/4. And let me just get my bone folder. And it's going to fold away from the inside of the card like this. So it's just going to open like that. Super easy. The next, we're going to use some of that All About Autumn DSP. And this is 5 1/4 by 4, and then this is 6 by 6. So basically I just cut off right at the 4 inches, cut it to 4 1/4 on the bottom, and then you can just use this piece right here, or you can cut off, if you want to just cut off 1/8 of an inch, you can do that to make it 4 1/4 by 1 7/8. Otherwise it's 2 inches. So we're just going to put those down with some seal where they belong. And center them up. Now, sometimes when I do a card like this, I'll also put something here. I didn't do it this time because I didn't want to use more than one sheet of the 6 by 6 paper. And I really don't feel like you need it here. I don't think you're needed at all. So I didn't put it. Okay, let's work on our panels now. Okay, in the card kit, if you're getting the kit this week, You're going to have this piece of Pretty Peacock, and you're going to cut out 3 of the little maple leaves. You're going to die cut those. So let me pull those out. 1, 2, 3 of those. We have our label, and we're just going to, I actually used Cajun Craze when I stamped this. You could also use copper clay if you wanted to. We have the 2 scalloped rectangles that I talked about already. This piece right here, excuse me, this is, I always forget the measurements, 3 7/8 by 2 5/8. Okay, and then that'll fit perfectly inside the rectangle of the scalloped rectangle, and you'll still be able to see the dots around the edges. Okay, so that's the measurement for that. So let's go ahead and put that down. So going back to copper on this one. Whoa, 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 before I do that, almost messed it up. Let's take a little bit of that copper clay, and this is the In Colors ribbon, so you can get this ribbon in all 5 of the In Colors. And it's really a nice, it's a little bit thick. I haven't tied too many bows with it because it's a little wide, it's a little bit thick, but look at the sheen on it. It sure is beautiful. So we're going to put that across. So let me just cut a little piece of that. And I'm going to do it maybe, I don't know, like 3/4 of an inch from the bottom, and just wrap it around. Does it reach my glue? Let me add a little bit more seal on the edge of here and on the edge of here. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap it around and tuck it behind, and the seal's going to catch it. I think I want it right about there. And then the other side, I want it a little bit tight. I'm actually going to set it down. So I can pull it a little bit and then set it down so it's a little bit tighter. Okay, not so pretty on the back. Who cares? No one's going to see it, right? Okay, now let's go ahead and put that down. Let me add just a little bit more because I want it to adhere really well. Okay, especially since we have that ribbon kind of sticking up. Okay, it's kind of sort of centered. Isn't that pretty? Look at that pretty ribbon. I love that. Unfortunately, it's not going to show all that much because we're going to put the label over. Okay, let's get the label. And I'm going to get out my Cajun Craze. Now, let me show you the stamp. Hold on 1 second. Nose break for 1 second. Okay. We're going to use the I'm Thankful, and then we're going to pair it up with To Have You As a Friend. You could also pair it up for All You Do or Today and Every Day. I'm thankful today and every day. So I've already mounted them together on the block, so you can see I'm thankful, and then I put the other one right underneath. Hopefully it's kind of sort of straight. And then I'm just going to ink that up in the Cajun Craze. I'm going to bring it a little closer so I can get on top of it and put it right about there. Okay. All right, I think we have all our pieces. This one's super easy to just put together at the end. So this is going to go right in the middle on the inside. This is where you can write your sentiment. And I'm just going to center it right in the middle like that. Okay, so this next, we're just going to put some adhesive over on this side. Right like that. And then we can put our piece again. When it's closed, we want it in the middle, so it's centered when it's closed, like that. Okay, that looks good. Now we're going to add our leaves, and we're going to pop these up. Put this aside. Like that. And we'll just put one right here, the other one right here. Okay, we're going to put our label, and I want to kind of go a little bit above, over and under. So let me cut, I don't like those edge pieces. Let me get edge pieces off of this new one. Just like this, because they're a little bit skinnier. So I'm going to put one at the top up here, and one at the bottom, so it's not like sitting directly on the ribbon. And then we'll put that right over the ribbon. I think this one's my favorite. I like everything about it, the colors, the sentiment. Okay, so on the inside, we also added just one more leaf, and I'm gonna just put that one on with some glue, just to add a little something to the inside. Like that, okay. And then for some embellishments on this one, we're using 4 different embellishments. You could use all the same if you wanted to. I just like to show you different options. This is the adhesive back sparkle gems, and we know that they come in the 3 different colors. We're going to use gold, and even though this is copper, right? I think, yeah, this is definitely copper. I think the gold, because of the sparkle, works fine. It doesn't look out of place at all, so that's why I went with that. And I like a little bit of sparkle on this. Okay, that's it. Super easy, right? So now we've got another set of pretty cards to give away. Okay, you guys, we're cruising right along tonight. Hey Donna, how are you? Hey, at the beginning, you won this week's share contest, so congratulations to you. Okay, let's get out our last piece. So we're going to go ahead and do a slimline card. So our measurements are going to be a little bit different for this. So I started with Cajun Craze cardstock, and this is 9 1/4 by 7 1/2, and then I scored it at 3 3/4 down the middle. Okay, so it's long and skinny. Now I got these envelopes from Amazon because we don't have any slimline envelopes right now from Stampin' Up. So these are actually ivory that I got. You can also get them in white. I also have some white ones, so I just wanted to show you the difference because the ivory's light. It's not quite as dark as our Very Vanilla, but here's the white so you can see the difference, right? So there is a difference. This definitely is ivory. So this will be the envelope that our card is going to fit into. Okay, if you get the card kit this week, I will send you, of course, the envelope. I always send envelopes, but you'll get the slimline envelope. Okay, so this is an easy card, basically. So we have our card base here. We're going to do our stamping on these sheets right here. So the Very Vanilla, I have 2 pieces, one for the outside, one for the inside. These are 9 inches by 3 1/2. Okay, we're going to do stamping on both of them. So let me start with Cajun Craze. We're going to use 4 different colors. And I really kind of wanted to showcase these beautiful stamps in the beautiful fall colors. So we're going to start here. And I'm going to go a little bit off to the side because I want to put my ribbon or my trim over here. That doesn't look that well inked up. Now, okay, so this one's going to go like this right here. Okay, on the inside, we're going to do the same leaf in pumpkin pie. So let's get our pumpkin pie out next. So on the outside, we're going to kind of do another one of the fall leaves. I don't remember what color I used on this yet. So let's give it a little swipe to make sure it's clean. And let's do pumpkin pie. And this one's just going to go right like this. And then I want to take the maple leaf again that we just used and do pumpkin pie on that one. So let me get the Cajun Craze off of it. That's going to go in the bottom corner of the inside. I'm getting ready to do our 4th quarter calendar class. And I'm wondering if I want to use this leaf set for the November. So I'm going to put this right here on the inside. Am I too low for you guys to see that? Move it up a little so you can see where I put it. All right. Okay, next color is Crushed Curry. I'm going to use the maple leaf again. little bit. Hold on, let me just get my baby wipe and wipe a little bit off here. Okay. Crushed curry coming up. And that one's gonna go this way. And then we have one left. And we're gonna use this one again in Mossy Meadow. So this card is just basically all stamping, which is awesome. I don't usually make a bunch of cards that are just stamping, right? And no die cutting, but that is what we're doing. Let me move this up so you can see it. And I feel like, hold on. I've got ink on my fingers and I got a little bit there, but I don't think that's gonna matter because we're gonna do some splattering anyway. So it's like pre-splattered. And our last leaf is gonna go here. I like that you can see through these so you can kind of see if they're inked up properly. So just like this. Okay, last little bit of stamping is going to be on the inside of the card, and we're going to use that sentiment again that says, autumn teaches us the change can be beautiful, or any sentiment that you want to put in there. If you're sending a fall birthday card to somebody, you could just say happy birthday. Okay. Let me move this down. And we'll put this right kind of here. Okay, now we're gonna do all the stems of the leaves. And I'm doing them all in early espresso. If you wanna get fancy, you could emboss these too, up to you, whatever you wanna do. All right. Let me just take a second and just clean these all off. I think they all have Versamark on them. All right. Now the stems are going to show this time because we're not die cutting. All right, so we're going to do the first one. And they're going to overlap the leaves, which is fine. So we've got that one. Well, we've got this out. We might as well do all the maple leaves. There's a lot of barking going on in the neighborhood right now and in the house. We must respond to the neighborhood dogs, I guess. Let them know we're here. Okay, next we're going to use this one and just do the last two leaves. If you had your stamps out, you could do a whole bunch of these, right? Why am I getting ink all over? I gotta check my hands again. Okay, that's it for the stamping. I'm gonna put my ink away and check my fingers, make sure they're clean. Okay, next I just got, I'm just getting a little piece of scrap paper and I'm just going to start doing some splatter. And I'm just gonna do it in the colors that we used. So here is the Cajun Craze, and these are Stampin' Right markers. And let me get this one out of the way, and this. And I'm just gonna flick them just like that. So we have a little bit of splatter everywhere in the different colors. All right, next color we'll use a little pumpkin pie. And I wanted to do all 4 colors. Feeling a little 80s, right? But I think it looks pretty with the fall stuff. So we're gonna do all the colors. Okay, Mossy Meadow. If you guys want the make and takes this week, here is the host code right here. You just have to spend $35 or more in my online store, and I will send these to you for free. If you're a demonstrator or something and you do not want to place an order with me, you can get the kit for $20. And that includes postage, and I'll send it to you. Last one, crushed curry. Now, if you spend over $35 too, I will send you a copy of this month's Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial. And it's all watercoloring cards. I'll show it to you in a second. You'll get that also. And then as a special bonus, I will give you an embellishment if you spend $75 or more. Just as a little thank you. Okay, I think that looks good. Are we happy with that? I think so. Now, let me check the inside part because I feel like I got a little smudge right there. It's not that noticeable, but if I can just kind of take my sand eraser and get that off of there, that'll make me really happy. Okay, easy breezy. All we have to do is just put these 2 layers on our card. Now, this one is super easy because it's just going straight down with some seal. The other one, we're going to go ahead and put that trim on. So this is another thing I haven't really used so far this year, is this beautiful trim. So I thought this looked kind of rustic and folly, so we're going to go ahead and use it. So again, let me just cut a piece that's long enough. And I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of here, just so I can kind of adhere the ends of the ribbon. Put that on the wrong side. That's okay. It's going to go on the card, so it's not going to show. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's start at the top and put some like that. I'm going to just bring it this way, make sure it's nice and flat. And I don't know if you can see that. So basically I've just put it on the glue on both sides. Okay, so there we have it, just like that. If you want to, you could put glue dots in here to kind of hold that down, but I think it'll be fine once we put it down. If not, we'll add some glue dots. So let's just use the rest of this up. And we'll go ahead and put this. Now, if you're doing the slim line and you're going to pop this up, it takes a lot of dimensionals to pop this up because there's so much card, you know, so much area to the card. But that's okay. And you don't have to. I'm just doing it because this is sticking up a little bit. So I don't want it to be bumpy when it's on my card. It's hard to keep the whole slim line in the picture too. All right. I'm feeling like fall baking now too, that fall started. I love to do like apple pie and apple crisp. I like to do all that stuff too. We don't have an apple orchard by us, but we sell apples in the store, so I guess that's good, right? We have access to apples. All right, center that up. I think I'm gonna just put one glue dot just kind of in the middle so it's not sticking up, just like that. Okay, that'll hold it nicely. All right, is that it? Let's put some bling on it. And we're using our 4th bling of the day. So this we used for the Little Monkeys class a long time ago at the beginning of the season. And these are the adhesive back solid gems, and they come in copper clay, boho blue, and lemon lolly. So we're going to use the copper clay. And again, with the bigger card, we're going to have more to put on, right? I don't think 3 is going to do it. So we're just going to kind of scatter them. These come in 3 different sizes, so we'll just kind of put all the different sizes in between some of these open areas. And doesn't this coordinate beautifully with the paper? It's like the same exact color. I love it. Whoa. There, and I think that's all we need, right? Do we need any more? Maybe just one more little bitty one, like right there. Okay. I think we're happy with that. So there we go. There is our slimline card. We can put that in our envelope, and I'll just show you that it does fit nicely with the dimensions that we have. And these were not expensive, these envelopes, to get from Amazon. So they fit, you can see there's a little bit of room, fits nicely. We could even decorate the envelope if we want with a little bit of some stamping, but it fits nicely. So there we go. And that's it. Those are our cards for tonight. Let me kind of pull them back and show you again what we made. So we started with this one here. Autumn teaches us everything can be beautiful. Then we went to the photograph card with a grateful heart. I'm thankful to have you as a friend. And then we also have our slimline cards. So a nice little assortment of some fall cards to go. Oh, Carol says she's making caramel tassies as she's watching. Oh my goodness, how lovely. All right, you guys, let me just go over a couple things. This is the Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial that I told you about for this month, which is free with a $35 purchase. And I will email you that. This is the card that I did for that. If you want the project to measurements sheet, you can just email me. If you're on my email list, I will send it out to you tomorrow. If you guys haven't signed up for this, sign up for this. It's free. It's October 7th, and it's World Card Making Day. So how fun is that? These are the little sets that they're going to use for it if you want to craft along, if you already have these sets. I ordered this one, and it is coming tomorrow, so I can't wait to see it and try it out. So that's just like a fun thing to do. Get some friends together, do it by yourself. Just kind of a fun Saturday thing. Did you guys see the new paper pumpkin? Because I am in love with this set already. It's so pretty. It's called Home for the Holidays. You got these cute little snowy houses and trees. You make 8 cards with 8 envelopes. Real red is the Stampin' Pot, and you get a thing of glitter glue. So that's going to be fun to look at. So this is a really great set if you're interested in paper pumpkin. Okay, you guys. It's been super fun. Thank you for joining me. I love when you guys join me for these videos. I really appreciate it. If you think of it and you're on YouTube, give me the thumbs up. Have a great week. Thanks, you guys. Bye.